can enjoy modern luxury motoring and get exceptional fuel economy. That's right, we're going to share some of the list of the most economical modern luxury cars that prove you can have your cake and eat it too. Yes, we're going to take this list and ensure that you can make that choice and buy one of the most economical luxury cars on the modern car market today. Let's get into it now. The first car on my list is this beautiful car right here. Competes, of course, with modern day BMW 3 Series as well as a Mercedes C-Class. And what we have is Audi's contribution to that marketplace. But be honest with you, I believe this car is actually more attractive. I'll show you, quickly walk around, and we'll talk about what this is and how much you can get this car for. What we have here is an Audi. They do have some of the best, most intensive LED headlights. Of course, they also have a great looking front chin spoiler and an amazing set of wheels, black high gloss finishing on your mirrors that tuck away, and this one touch accent to get in. Of course, here you've got the oversized glass panel, which does it better than BMW, who has a small nickel and dime style sunroof. There's a great little black spoiler on the back here, blacked out detail here, a gorgeous looking vehicle. Yes, you have one pipe and two pipes there, and this is the Sportback, so it adds the extra level of versatility because it flips up. Interior is better on most of these modern day Audis than you'll find in BMWs. Mercedes has a better look, but Mercedes quality doesn't hold up quite as well as these modern day Audis, for example, like the A5 Sportback. That's right, this amazing Audi A5 Sportback is one on the list that you can't ignore. It often gets overlooked, and for $45,000 and change, you can get into a brand new car, exceptionally styled, great technology, luxury, and also the amazing fuel economy. 28 miles per gallon you can get in the city. That's Honda Civic level territory, and as much as 33 miles per gallon on the highway. That's right, luxury car motoring at its finest with frugal fuel economy. Right there, the Audi A5 Sportback. And the next little hot rod on our list of cars that are relatively affordable, this little BMW right here. I have to think, if Scotty was going to actually stretch and buy a BMW, this might be the car that he would buy because it's frugal and it's relatively inexpensive. And this is one of the non-enthusiast BMWs because it's primarily front-wheel drive as opposed to many BMWs which are rear-wheel drive, the power driven to the front wheels only. And what we're looking at here is a BMW 228 Grand Coupe. It does have these interesting different style of Hofmeister kink finishing right there. Of course, you come down here and you've got this two-tone look here, LEDs galore by BMW, and look over here, you have this fancy grille, and naturally it does have a performance stance to it here. Great wheels, M calipers. Of course, you have these big, massive sunroof on top, still not up there in the par with the Audis of the world. Yeah, you have some great detailing along the side, rocker panels, as well as these great LED taillights. Some nice hot striping in here, some great detailing, and the latest iDrive or xDrive system in many of these cars. Look at the deep bolstering. So while it's not the driving enthusiast BMW, it is in fact a BMW and it's a luxury car. You can get into one of these cars for $38,795. Now you do get an average of 28 miles per gallon combined fuel economy. In other words, 24 miles per gallon in the city and about 34 miles per gallon on the highway. So this is proof you can get in an environmental way and possibly drive the luxury car of your dreams. If you've been saving up and trying to dive into the world of BMW, this might be a great way to get in. Now here was a very affordable luxury car. What are we looking at here? Obviously we're looking at a 3-pointed star, but these are great, beautiful cars. It's unfortunate now these are finally died and they've moved them on to a newer model, which is the CLA. But these are still great. Beautiful headlights. Of course, look at that front grille. You can see how that's carried over to the modern day C-Class. Has a very similar design to that. Of course, you do have these great little detail accents cupped on there. Laser cut Mercedes style wheels. Of course, fold away mirrors. Great rocker panels here. Two-tone handles to get in and a big sunroof to make it very comfortable. Of course, back here you've got these great LED taillights and wonderful little tailpipe pieces right there, little vents and accents. This is 4MATIC, so it's all-wheel drive, and it's at A220. Feels very, very much like the CLA 250, which it's basically derived on. So for a meager $35,100 base price and an average of 28 miles per gallon, or 22 miles per gallon in the city and 35 miles per gallon on the highway, means that you could dazzle your friends when you pull up the key fob and you show that 3-pointed star on, and they all think that you're driving hot rod. You don't have to spend the big dollars in the E-Class or S-Class. You could still have a lot of the modern day luxury amenities with the lower cost of maintenance, lower cost of operating, lower cost of buying in, and as well, fuel economy that is second only to a Honda Civic or Accord. The next one on the list is this beautiful little hot rod here. It's pretty clear. I think most people know that we're talking about a BMW. Look, it's got the small little grills on the front, and it definitely has a sporting look look to it and an attitude. Of course, it does have a great looking design on the sides, and of course, flip away mirrors, big sunroof on the top, although it's smaller than the Audis. And of course, we have these wonderful LED taillights in the latest version. This one's X-Drive, but don't go with the X-Drive if you're looking for economy. This is a 330. You have great exhaust tips down there, and the interior is really well made. Has the latest iDrive system and is just a pleasure to sit behind the wheel. So competitors like the Mercedes C-Class as well as Audi's A5 Sportback means that this isn't the most competitive in terms of pricing at $44,795 base MSRP. It does provide a good amount of pep with 250 change of horsepower, and of course it gets phenomenal fuel economy. 29 miles per gallon combined, as well as 25 miles per gallon in the city, as well as 34 miles per gallon on the highway. Makes it very frugal and easy to live with. It's also one of the more reliable engines in the BMW's drivetrains lately, and the B48 engine means this car is likely going to be a lower cost of running than some of its predecessors. And the next one on the list is this little hot rod here for $39,195. Gets you in base price. If you get the rear-wheel drive version, what we're looking at here's a hot rod. Fun to drive, great driving dynamics, and economical as well because of the fuel economy. These cars here get exceptional mileage, and honestly, this would be a hard draw between this and possibly the Audi A3 as the car I would choose for a daily driver that's lower on the economy route. But what we're looking at here is a great little performance BMW. Of course, you have the newer style of headlights in here, and yeah, you've got these grills that open and close. And yeah, look at this great little detail on the front. So more of a squared chisel look on this new design of 2 Series. Love those beautiful laser cut wheels, and look, red calipers to tell you its intentions. Of course, you got this gorgeous rocker panel all carved out in that beautiful high gloss black. Look at this absolutely magnificent piece. It's got flare on the back, detailed accents right there, a new style of rear LED here by this BMW, and this one's X-Drive, but go with the rear-wheel drive only for max fuel economy. Again, 230i, that means you get the glorious B48 tucked under the hood. That's BMW's new design language. It is absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking. High quality parts, and it's fresh as fresh can be. These cars get exceptional fuel economy as well, similar to the 330, where you can expect about an average or combined of 29 miles per gallon, or in the city, 26 miles per gallon, and the highway, you can get 35 miles per gallon here. So again, another car that's very frugal, easy to live with because it's got one of their more dependable drivetrains, great fuel economy, a real blast, a hoot to drive, and a real serious performance consideration if you're looking for your next affordable luxury car. Here's the next very affordable luxury car that gets phenomenal fuel mileage. We're looking at the 3-pointed star. Yes, these are great, glorious. CLA 250 is the model, and this one's 4MATIC. I'd suggest just get the 2-wheel drive version instead. Yeah, you have great little tailpipe finishing right there. It's glorious and gorgeous. Beautiful haunches here. It looks very sporty. I love this sleek rear design here on that window, and of course, massive sunroof for all the happy customers inside. Of course, look at these gorgeous new headlights here on this vehicle. And yes, big and bold, the beautiful 3-pointed star right there. Lots of chrome detail on the front, all over the place. This car's littered with detail. Of course, you have these beautiful wheels, and the interior is great. Slightly scaled down from other models like the C-Class, it still has enough luxury amenities to make it feel like a proper German sedan. This latest version has the ultra-wide screen on it, and so you also feel like you're up to modern-day luxury car standards. You can get all this modern-day luxury for $40,500 base MSRP, and it rounds up with 29 miles per gallon average, all included. I mean, you can get as good as 25 miles per gallon in the city or 36 miles per gallon on the highway. Means you could take a long trip to the coast, enjoy that little weekend away with your favorite person, and as well not worry about having to pour fuel down the proverbial tank. This car is frugal, fun, luxurious, and you really can't go wrong with one of Mercedes-Benz entry-level luxury sedans right here in the CLA 250. And next we have one of Mercedes' most popular models. It's the glorious mid-level, mid-size, slightly entry-level in terms of price point, because we're looking at this beautiful car wrapped in a matte finish, and $46,000 can get you into one of these beautiful cars. But what exactly is this? Let's take a look first. Beautiful wheels. Look at those laser cut, and they have these AMG finish on there. Look, great little brake calipers on there. Gorgeous front headlights on there. Look at the revised style of LEDs as well as the projector headlamps. Of course, we have these nice little stars. Very cool indeed. And that big pointed 3-star there. Of course, lots of great detail and accent on the front chin spoiler. And it just looks amazing. These rocker panels are flared and pronounced, makes it look aggressive. And as well, look at that interior. Talk about new age and high tech. Lights, gadgets, and if you're not into all the latest tech, this probably isn't your car, but it has everything you would want. Big glass sunroof on top, and as well the latest LEDs by Mercedes in this wonderful C300. Of course, it does have a set of great exhaust tips and this beautiful little rear splitter diffuser here. Now this car features a 2-liter turbo 4-banger. It makes over 250 ponies, has a little bit of hybrid assist. It's a great car. Now we're looking at the 4MATIC here, but this car combined can get about 29 miles per gallon and about 25 miles per gallon in the city, driving around on these crusty roads, or 36 miles per gallon on the highway. So you can go on long trips, short trips, and not worry about pouring the fuel down the proverbial tank on this one either. You definitely won't wear out this like you will on some of the older V12 AMG cars. This is going to keep you in the black and ensuring that you don't have a lot of money just wasted away going up in smoke. Another great car that's very economical and clearly one that's often overlooked, and I'm not sure why, because actually it has a lot to offer and is a very attractive car in modern day history, and of course they have a reputation for stellar safety. Of course, what we're looking at here is a Volvo. And these are great looking vehicles. Of course, this is the wagon version. There's also a sedan. Has these great LED headlights on the front. Of course, the Volvo trademark grille on the front end here. And it does look a little sporty and sharp. It's an attractive car. Beautiful laser cut wheels with matching gray accents. Of course, you have these nice little cutouts in the fenders. Down little rocker panels that look sharp. Down here, flares up at the back. And of course, it's just a handsome little vehicle. As you look down here, you have some nice sight lines. Of course, Volvo and their great little tail lights. Of course, this is the T6. We're talking about that particular drivetrain, and it's the V60. Now, the S60 is another option, which is the sedan, and that's the differentiation, but they're both great vehicles in their own way. The interior is probably as good or better than anything BMW has to offer in recent history. It also has a ginormous sunroof on top to illuminate inside the entire passenger compartment for everybody. And the V60 like this goes for about $48,800. You can save yourself a handful of $1,000s if you step back into the sedan in the S60. But at the end of the day, they're great cars and they get phenomenal fuel mileage. Well, how much? Well, with these vehicles, you can expect about 30 miles per gallon combined, 26 miles per gallon in the city, or all the way up to 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Unfortunately, Volvo's had a bit of a reputational issue with some drivetrain problems, a few electronic glitches, and the fact of the matter is their brother company Polestar is developing the electrification side of the business, which means these guys kind of get left in the lurch. But for those looking for internal combustion engines, you want something stylish, luxurious, and relatively affordable, this modern day Volvo V60 has you covered. The next one on our list is this little hot rod here, dressed in gray. Beautiful cars, and actually, it's obvious it's an Audi. Why? Because it has the 4 rings right there, and you've got LED headlights. And this car is probably one of those cars that I would select first and foremost in this price range if I was looking for a subcompact, modern-day luxury car. Well, it has big grills and vents. It looks great. Love those laser-cut wheels. Of course, you have a great little rocker panel along the side with black high-gloss finishing and a massive sunroof. This isn't even a C-Class or 3 Series competitor. This is a smaller car and it has better features. Of course, you have these great LED taillights. This is the A3 by Audi. I mean, just look at it. It's a stout little hot rod. You do have these great little finishing details on there, and the interior, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. The latest MMI system is clean, and the rest of the interior looks sharp. While this is an A3, just a decade ago, an A4 was about the same size, so you're not doing away with any size or luxury amenities, and for $36,000, this represents one of those cars that would be high on my list for choices, especially when you consider a combined fuel economy of 32 miles per gallon, or roughly 26 miles per gallon in the city, or up to 35 miles per gallon on the highway. Makes it very frugal. Who needs a hybrid when you've got a car with this type of fuel economy? You can have fun, frivolous driving experience with this. It's attractive, stylish, and economical, easy to live with. Next one is Acura Integra. As you can see, they have the big bold grills right there, great headlights, and yeah, it's a sporty little driving experience. You can actually find similar in the Honda Civic. because they're basically the same cars. The Honda Civic, the Acura Integra is just a remake, but the price differential isn't all that much, especially when you outfit the Civic to the same capacity and the same engine and drivetrains as the Acura. You're in the same ballpark, but you can get that glorious fuel efficiency as well as reliability and performance that you would anticipate from the Honda. You'll find it in the Acura. Well, what sort of numbers are you going to expect? Well, the Acura Integra actually averages 33 miles per gallon. You can expect about 33 in the city and as much as 36 on the highway. And for as little as $32,695 US, you can get into one of these great cars, the Acura Integra. Frugal, reliable, as well as relatively economical, means you can have your cake and eat it too. And you don't have to worry about pouring the fuel down the chute and only making it 200 kilometers like you would with a Ram like that, but instead it'll go a long ways on a tank of fuel, and especially with today's current fuel prices, it's definitely a welcome added addition. And the next car on our list is one that's literally going to be one of the most big-time fuel misers that you're going to find this side of the Rocky Mountains. And what we're looking at here is the latest, the greatest. And you could see, even look at that front grille design, that's a whole new remake of the brand of this particular vehicle. It's great. SUV, mid-size, luxury amenities up every which way. And what do we have here? Well, this is obviously a Lexus. As you saw, we have these big grills here. And of course, you really have to love that big mouth grill. That's not necessarily for everyone, but what is for everyone is reliability and fuel economy. And these vehicles can get massive fuel mileage. Of course, you have great vents, big beautiful wheels, fresh off the truck. You could see still the plastic on there. Of course, look at the side rockers, nice indent and detailing throughout. I love these handles. It's a new remake on the brand. And then up here you have this beautiful roof rack that carries all your rodent infested packages off to the dumpster. Look at all that glass on top. It allows for a lot of light into the cabin for all the happy people, because everybody is happy. You're not stopping very often. If anything, you probably need a set of Depends or diapers if you're going on a long trip, because you're never stopping to fuel this thing up because it gets such great fuel economy. And yeah, they aren't exactly cheap at about 50 grand or just a hair over. You're going to have to pay a little bit to get your access to this, and it's obviously a hybrid version which helps the fuel efficiency. And these Lexus RX 350Hs, you can actually expect a low of about 34 miles per gallon in the city, a high of about 37 miles per gallon, and as well you can also anticipate about 36 miles per gallon combined fuel economy. Absolutely exceptional fuel mileage and very easy to live with, both economical and reliable. The next fuel miser is this car right behind me here, and I truly would actually openly admit that this is probably my favorite or the best looking Lexus SUV in modern day history. Yeah, it does actually have these great headlights, and look at that aggressive front nose on there with lots of great detail. Look at the chin, aggressive spoiler right there. Yeah, it has a big mouth grille. Not everybody loves that, but I definitely love those headlight details. And go down the side, and there's a lot of different intricate detailing here. As you see, that line goes up here and then it kicks to the back. You have this beautiful overhang right there. Amazing. I love Lexus and the gunmetal gray rims that they put on here. Two-tone handles right there on the back and the front. Quick access in. And the interior is absolutely gorgeous. They have the larger screen this year and lots of room for cup holders and your happy partners sitting next to you. Small sunroof, that's the only thing you give up from the RX model, but you do gain in other areas. Look at the great taillights on this vehicle. And I love that the way they spell Lexus on the back. Look, down here, rear splitter space, little vents right here, and it's the NX 350H. This is the all-wheel drive version, and because it's H, it's a hybrid. And since it's a hybrid, you can literally expect to enjoy the best of the internal combustion engine, but as well the best of fuel economy, especially around the city. That's where you really see the big benefits of driving some of these hybrid Lexus vehicles. Not so much on the highway, but in the city. So when you get up to the highway, you sort of lose some of the electrification benefits, but you definitely gain that back in the city when you're putzing around on short trips. What can you expect from this vehicle? How much do these cost? These NX 358 start at about $43,805. You can actually expect about 39 miles per gallon fuel economy when you average out city and highway driving. 37 miles per gallon in the city, and you can expect about 41 on the highway. Again, combined 39 makes it very, very easy to live with. Super cheap, super frugal, and the reliability and the fuel economy means that why aren't more people buying these? Well, I think actually they are, because they're just that easy to live with. The next one that's literally hard to ignore, for $36,500, it's It's quite affordable. I mean, you're in Honda Civic territory or just a notch up that. And what we're looking at is this very attractive, slightly smaller, diminutive type of stature, but it's definitely an attractive vehicle, and it has phenomenal fuel mileage. Of course, again, as we see, we have the glorious front grille there. It has LED headlights right there, and I love more of those graphical details. It's consistent with pretty much every one of Lexus vehicles. They all look very similar. Of course, here, these ones here have a bit more of a rocker protection there. Love those wheels. Again, as I say, Lexus does a phenomenal job with the finishing on some of their wheels. This one's the F Sport, and it has the LC500 type mirrors. Lots of glass on top for all the happy passengers inside of this vehicle. And of course, you do have this roof rack here to haul your trash to the bin. We're looking at the UX 250H right there by Lexus. And yes, you can expect phenomenal fuel mileage, but you're probably thinking you're gonna ride around in a lumber wagon and the interior is trash, right? The interior looks very nice. The leather seats are well bolstered, nicely detailed, great stitching, and lots of the amenities you would anticipate from any other luxury vehicle. These vehicles you could expect to get 41 miles per gallon in the city, but 43 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combine of 42 miles per gallon. Makes this car so easy to live with, makes you wonder why you haven't gotten one sooner. And the king of ultimate luxury car motoring with reliability as well as economy, all wrapped up into one neat little package. And also for about $43,800, you can get yourself one of the most attractive, luxuriously appointed, reliable, as well as economical vehicles on the planet. Why get hosed at the gas pump? Why pay extra carbon tax? You can avoid a lot of that by getting yourself one of these vehicles because it's ridiculously economical. But what exactly is this beautiful car draped in white? Right there, it's a Lexus, and it has this beautiful wheels, black painted and high gloss. It looks very sporty and stylish, contrasts nicely with this beautiful white paint job. Of course, we do have that wonderful wing on the back, so it does give it a bit of a touch of sport. Right down here, you also see this great little detail. The line along the side of the vehicle definitely gives it some contours. You have easy access in, LC500 mirrors, and it's F Sport right here with these beautiful headlights on the front end of this vehicle. Gorgeous detailing on there, as well as a big mouth grille, but it looks very similar to the Toyota Camry if we're being honest. And of course, the interior is dressed in all of the luxury detailing that you could ever dream of. Back seats as well are very, very well equipped, very deep, and suitable for large passengers and a whole plethora of little people. Back here you have the LED taillights, and what we're looking at is the ES 300H. That's right, it's the hybrid again, and that's how you're able to get such phenomenal fuel mileage out of this vehicle, because we know pure electric has its limitations. Range anxiety is real. The technology for that whole platform of batteries gets costly. They're not perfect, it's not resolved yet, and that's why Toyota and Lexus have elected to continue on with their hybrid technology, so because it essentially gives you the best of both worlds. So what kind of economy can you get from the king of luxury and economy? Well, how does 43 miles per gallon on the highway and 43 miles per gallon in the city do you? Does me pretty good for combined EPA miles per gallon rating of about 44 miles per gallon. Not bad for a vehicle that you can still drive across the country, not worry about sitting for 8 hours at a charging station, but you can coast through cities, towns, quietly, peacefully, and with minimal fuel consumption. Easy to live with, reliable, so you definitely can't go wrong with the Lexus ES 300H. And with all of that said, right there, check that out, you're gonna love it. That is the list of some of the most reliable luxury cars as well. Don't forget to hit down there, hit that subscribe button. Will ensure that you get dialed into the next video by Exotic Car Play Place. You're gonna love it. Hope to see each and every one of you on the next one. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.